everybody. Let me find our feed so I can read comments. Get it to come up. How are you today? There we are. All right. Welcome everybody. I'm Diane Small. I am the owner of Diane's Designs and Boutique in Oak Harbor, Washington, and I am a independent designer with Chalk Couture. Yesterday on the live, I showed you how we create with our amazing silkscreen reusable transfers and our paste that goes on wet and dries super hard. Today we're going to play with ink. So we have paste and we have ink. Our ink is permanent and can be used on all types of fabric. It can be used on metal, on glass, on porcelain, anything that can be heat set in the oven or heat set with an iron or a heat press. You can use our ink and it becomes permanent and you can throw it in the washer and dryer. So today we're going to make a shirt. Hello, Anne. And as you can see, I love making my own wardrobe. So this one says, well-behaved women rarely make history. And then I used another transfer to do the eyelashes and the lips because this girl is kind of sassy that way and likes eyelashes and lips. So today we're going to do Let Your Dreams Be Your Wings. And this is a size B transfer. Our transfers go from size A all the way up to size E. So 5 by 7 all the way up to a 18 by 24. They are reusable 8 to 12 times. So I'm going to use this on a piece of wall decor, but I'm also going to make a shirt out of it because I love it. So what I did, this transfer does not come cut apart like this. I went ahead with my X-Acto knife and just cut the transfer because I want to be able to put wings up, the feathers up at the top. So you can design your project however you want. And I'm going to start this right at that V. The standard rule of thumb is you want to be about 4 inches below the neckline, but this has a nice plunging V neckline, so I want to make sure that I put it up a little bit higher. And then I'm just going to push it down. Now what I did put in here is called an ink mat. We have 2 sizes of ink mats. One of them is a 17 by 17, which fits perfect in our pillow forms. So we have, that's one of our surfaces. You can buy pillow forms from us. And then we have another one that is 11 by 23 that you can cut apart and use for like baby onesies or anything that you want to use it for. So all I've done is laid this down. The ink mat is going to protect so that my ink doesn't go through to the back of my shirt. I've chosen 2 colors I want to use on this. We're going to use a shimmery silver and white. Now teal would look great on here too. And this girl loves her a little pop of teal, but I decided to go with the silver and white. So if you're worried that you're going to come down off of the transfer, if you were to get this transfer and want to cut it up, I would recommend that you take some of our placement tape and just lay it down here at the very bottom, because this girl does tend to get a little messy, and I call it overshooting the runway. And you really don't want to do that with our ink. With our paste, you can just wash it off. So I'm going to do Dreams and Wings in the silver, and I'm going to do the rest of it in the white. So I'm just covering the transfer. Remember, this is not a stencil. There's not a hole there. That is actually a silk screen, a clear silk screen. And all I'm doing is taking my squeegee and working my ink all the way through. Less is more. Scrape it back. Okay. We'll put that back in the jar, and then I'm going to grab another squeegee with our silver. Let me pull you guys down so you can see right on top. Get this out of the way. Hang on just a sec. I need to turn my heat press on because I am going to show you how we heat set this. I went ahead of time and made a tea towel. Tea towels make great gifts, and I love making them. So I'm going to heat set the tea towel because once we ink a project, we do need to let it sit and let that ink start to dry on its own. You can use a little blow dryer to help that go along, but typically what I'll do is put the ink on, then I'll just lay it over the back of a chair, and the next day I'll come back and I'll heat set it. So just make sure you cover everything. When you use our shimmery paste or ink, it will leave a shimmery shadow on the transfer. It doesn't hurt it, it's purely aesthetic. The transfer still works just fine, but I wouldn't want you to be surprised. Now I'm going to scrape back all that extra ink. And then we're just going to pull that right off. So I'm going to pull top to bottom or side to side. I always do like to check my fingers because, again, I already told you I'm a little bit messy. Hi, Leona. Hi, Jana. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. Glad to see you. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull top to bottom or side to side. And the ink mat is sticky, so it does help to hold your shirt down. I'm going to go ahead and take that tape off there. And I have my little water bath over here. We clean our transfers with merely water. You can see how sticky that is. Boy, this one really stuck. Okay, there we go. We'll get it off there. Pretty, pretty. So I'm going to set this in our water bath. And I'm going to use the sticky side down first in the water, and the water will deactivate the sticky of that transfer a little bit. And then I'm just going to flip it over and let that ink just start to set down in there. And let's go ahead and get a couple of our leaves, our little feathers, and put on here. So again, I did cut this transfer apart so that I would be able to put the leaves exactly where I wanted them. So I'm going to just make sure that the shirt is laying nicely on the ink mat. That looks perfect. And I thought these would be pretty, just kind of coming down around the collar. So I'm going to do one white and one silver. So I've just pushed that down. And we'll just work that ink right through there. If you put your ink on and you take it off and it's not as heavy, the color isn't as heavy as you wanted it, once in a while that happens, you can go right back over it. Just let the ink dry. I like that. And then we're going to just put it right back on the other side. And I'll just use my finger to push it down. And then wipe my fingers because I'm messy. Hello, Margaret. How are you? Thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys being here. It's so nice to see people I know and meet new friends. Okay, we'll just pull that back off, and then I'm going to set it right in my water bath. Make sure I don't have anything on my fingers. There we go. Sticky side down first. Then I'm just going to flip it right over and let that ink just start to melt into my pan. We wash our transfers with just water. And then I want one that's going to go the opposite direction. And I'm going to kind of pull this to the outside just a little bit and not touch the wet ink that I've got going there. So I'm going to hold this end up so that doesn't touch. And then I'm going to grab my silver just like that. And then I'll just pull that up. Very pretty. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Making sure I'm not touching my wet ink. I'm just going to hold it up. I'll hold up that little edge. And then let's put our ink right through there. Scrape it back. Watch your fingers, because I always get stuff on my fingers. Ooh, I like that. That's perfect. Sticky side down first and flip it over. Now, once you've done your complete shirt pattern, then you're going to want to dry the ink a little bit. You can just let it dry. You don't want to let it completely dry on the ink mat. You want to take it off the ink mat before that's done. But you want to let it dry a little bit so that when you're lifting it off and fabric kind of folds, that you don't touch any other things. I'm going to turn this around so you can see it better. And let's just open that up. So there we have, I love it. Let your dreams be your wings. And that is the name of the transfer. Let your dreams be your wings. And this transfer was just went out of stock. But it's coming back, I believe, next week. So I'm going to set this aside and let that dry. But now I'm going to show you how you heat set. So I did this tea towel, and this is from our Sassy Kitchen Signs transfer. You get 6 different sayings, and they are sassy and they're cute. So this is "Life is short, lick the bowl." So I did this yesterday so that I could show you how to heat set. So I'm going to take my squeegees, get those out of the way. I've got my heat press. Now, if you want to use a regular iron, you're going to do it the same way. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to heat set it. So you'll set your regular iron on a medium to medium-high heat. I'm going to grab some parchment paper. I like to put a little parchment paper underneath, just in case when I heat this ink, that it would bleed through. So I put parchment paper on the bottom and parchment paper on the top. And what you would do is iron on that medium-high heat for 4 minutes on both sides, so the back and the front. That will heat set it completely. You can throw it in the washer and dryer. This shirt has been washed many, many times, but I'm going to use my heat press. And if you have a heat press, then you're going to do it at 330 degrees for 30 seconds. Easy peasy. No weeding, no wasted vinyl. You can use them over and over. Our transfers can be used 8 to 12 times. And if you take good care of them, which is really easy, it's just water that you wash them with. We never use any soap. You just wash them with water. Then you may even get more uses than that. But we always tell you 8 to 12, depending on how you take care of them. So that is how you use our ink. And there, it's all heat set and ready to go. So let me show you a few other things. You can also use our ink on, like I said, on glass, on ceramic, on porcelain. So I made this little cup and this one, locally grown. This is also ink. I just took our mini buffalo plaid, put it on one of our banner refills, and then cut it out and made carrot stuffies for spring. Easy peasy. And then here is the rest of the Sassy Kitchen Signs that I did, which is chop it like it's hot. Like, how fun gifts are these? What the fork? These crack me up. It's getting hot in here. Just eat it. And I did that with shimmers on the utensils. And then Baker's Gonna Bake. So fun gifts, you guys. So you can find all of our transfers, our ink, the squeegee. That's all you need. I'm going to come back after. I did make a little bundle with this transfer, which I love, and I'm going to be putting this on a shirt. And this says, kind people are my kind of people. And then it's got a nice floral with it. So I did do a bundle with this. Once the video ends, I'll come back and put the link to that in the description. So I hope you enjoyed this. I think I answered everybody's questions, and I am just at my 15 minutes. So I want to make sure not to go over. I plan to be live in here at 3:45 Pacific Standard Time. And then it's 6:45 East Coast time. Figure out where you are in that every day. So tomorrow we're going to talk about our Chalk Couture program. Y'all have a blessed rest of your night. If you have questions, put them in the comments and I'll be watching. Thanks, guys. Bye.